If you want to know what it means to operate at a 10x level, well, then you are in the right place here because I'm going to demystify this for you. And as a 10x performance coach, I'm certified with Grant Cardone. I just want to give you all the things that you need to know what 10x really means and what you need to do behind it. I'm Dominique, and I'm going to talk about the book, The 10x Rule. So I'm going to make a few series of videos that you can follow through. Like every week, I will record one, and I want to go through this book and take some of the takeaways that I've seen in this book. The whole book is actually good to read anyway. But if you want to get success, there are really some life-changing things in here that really can make the difference for you. And I want to compare what is written here to what I have been using as well and already achieved from my side. So the first thing is that when you talk about 10x, people might sometimes feel like, ooh, to 10x, everything is 10 times bigger, 10 times more. It feels like overwhelming. It feels like I'm not going to be able to achieve this. And the reason why you think that is because you feel that maybe there is too much to do. And it's not about the how, it is about the why. Why are you willing to get successful? So why are you willing to get to a certain level? You don't want to let yourself impress by the 10x, but you want to make sure that you understand what it really takes to get you there, to get you to where your dreams are willing to bring you. And I have understood that 10x doesn't mean to willing to do every time times 10, but it really is about what am I supposed to do to get to where I want to go? But for that, and I've said this so many times, you need clarity. So 10x, the first thing that has to happen is for you to adjust your thinking to 10x levels and your actions to 10x quantities. So if you do something once, why won't you do it 10 times? If you want to call in a client, why don't do it 10 times? If you want to talk to a stranger, why not try 10 strangers? If you want to give love to your kids and give them a hug, why not give them 10 hugs in a day? You know, it's that type of thinking. So we will really go into the fun facts of it, because if you want to go 10x, your success and the confidence that you will get out of it will give you such a level in your life that you will make fun, that you will have fun by meeting people, fun by doing what you like to do, fun by getting recognition for what you're doing, fun by getting the success as well out of what you have achieved, and in the end, getting to your goals. And people actually, when they set their goals, they don't set them big enough, and so they don't get motivated. They're not willing to get maybe the big goals because they are afraid of the actions. But if you have good systems in place, if you have the right people around you, and if you have a good idea of what it is that that you want, no other action or not enough actions will demotivate you, or will you bring you to a place where you might not do it. You know, so I was reading as well here that the 10x rule will cost you nothing and gain you everything you have ever wanted. So it takes some amount of energy to have great marriage, right? But it also is taking a great amount of energy to have an average marriage. And it's the same in your business. If you're doing something average, it will take you as much energy as it will take you to do it massively and well. I'm just going to give you an example. When I'm selling, or when I convince people to participate to something that is for free, like for example, a webinar, or last year I did the growth picnic, and this year I did this growth picnic, but paid. So people had to pay to get an entrance ticket. It has costed me exactly the same amount of efforts. So if you have to put efforts in for something, you might as well do it for a bigger goal. You might as well do it to get something in return for it, right? It also said that the concepts of goal setting, target attainment, and taking action are not taught in school. I didn't get this to learn in school. But there is no formula that exists to help you to think about this. And that's why this book, and that's why the certification I did with Grant has helped me as well to understand what it really means. What is that formula? And so there is a whole bunch of things that you need to know about. Also, we hear from CEOs and business owners who are successful people. They realize that even their people that they work with don't have the level of of motivation and work ethic to really get to the success, because they just are not aware. They underestimate what is needed to get there. And that's why it's so important to have a good understanding of what it takes. When I talk with clients and I get them to set up a marketing plan and a content plan, and then I tell them how much they need to, to communicate and do behind it, it feels like, oh my God, I'm not willing to do that. But you're willing to have success. You're willing to have actually a good revenue in a year. You actually want to go to that life that is giving you freedom, and that you don't have to work for somebody else, for example. And even if you would work for somebody else, honestly, I have had teams over 50 people. And I can tell you, if I knew what I know now from this 10x book, I probably would have had even more successes with my team to what we needed to achieve. Because very often what you hear from your colleagues is the target is too high. We're not able to achieve that. We need to lower the target. One of the rules is to never, never lower the target, but to re-evaluate the amount of actions that you need to take to get there. So when we talk about actions, you have different types of actions. And the one that is the most and the best successful action is the massive action. It's just doing more than what you think is required to do to get there. And when I talk to my clients and I tell them, start prospecting, because prospecting is obviously one of the things that you can do even without a funnel, even without content online. You can just do it as it was in the past. Go and knock on doors, take the phone and call people. But that requires efforts. It required actions. And those that are doing this more than others will be in a better space if they also have the right technique to do the sales, because the sales today is not anymore like it was so many years ago. So you have to know exactly how that works as well. So here again, another component that's required for success is the ability to estimate the right amount of efforts necessary for you. And that's what I just said before. Most people fail to do so because they underestimate the amount of action necessary to accomplish that goal. So it really is a statement that we realize every time that we talk with people. And I know that within the 10x team, with the coaches and the people that I work with, we very often think that we're like robots, or that we are, a bit obsessed and crazy to willing to achieve our goals like we do. But on the other hand, when you talk about abundance, you can basically manifest your abundance. But if you're not taking the right amount of actions, you will not get what you want, even if you manifest very, very much. Because the right amount of efforts is also to open up your eyes, to get out of your house and to see where the opportunities are, by talking to people, by meeting, by seeing things, by discussing things, by reading things, by watching things. That is going to help you, to give you the creativity, the ideas to set up your 10x goals. And then from there, obviously the actions. But if you're not willing to put in place the necessary actions to get there, I can really, really tell you that it's going to be hard to achieve your dreams. So if you're complaining about not having enough clients, not having enough money, not having enough of everything, then you should reconsider how much actions have you really, really taken to get to where you want to go. You might have already seen a lot of things online of what you need to do, the type of systems that you need to use. With AI today, we have it's a beautiful way of getting things done in a less amount of time. And so for business owners, this is even more great, because they're keeping all the balls in the air, and AI can help you to do that in a more efficient way. So why not using it? But don't forget, even if AI is building things for you, you will still have to make sure that you're looking at it from a critical point of view and that you know a little bit what the systems are that can help you to set it up into co-working with AI. And this is learning. You always have to continue learning, and that's 10x as well. We learn every single day. So another one that I want to share here is the following: is the basic series of mistakes people make when setting out to achieve the goals. So the first one is mistargeting by setting objectives that are too low and don't allow for enough correct motivation. So if my goals are staying small, like I did in the beginning, I just take the amount of actions to get there. But if I double up my goals, if I make them bigger, I know that I will do much more efforts to get there. So why would I keep my goals low? It only makes me keep myself small, and that's not what we want. The second one is severely underestimating what it will take in terms of actions, resources, money, and energy to accomplish the target. I said this before, it states it again here. It really is important. If you want to have the right level of energy, if you want to have the passion, if you want to go and do things your way, well, then don't underestimate what you need to do to get there. The third one is spending too much time competing and not enough time dominating your sector. So if you continue comparing yourself with others and you actually want to get to the same level as your competitors, you probably will remain at a level where you will be second. Why won't you not be first? Why would you not over dominate the competition and just be who you want to be and just, not be afraid to be that? You don't have to compare yourself. You can learn from others, but don't compare. Just make sure that you're getting where you want to be. Like I hear now in the summer months, July, August, a lot of people are saying, oh, it's vacation time. A lot of people are on vacation. There is not much to do. But honestly, let's be really honest. Is everybody taking 2 months vacation? If you talk to people working in organizations, they cannot take like 2 months of vacation. It's what, 2-3 weeks? So there is still a lot of weeks left. And people have more time to look at out for things and might make more time to get into a webinar or talk with you. So take that action. Don't do like everybody else. Okay. And then the fourth one is underestimating the amount of adversity they will need to overcome in order to actually attain their desired goal. So here again, underestimating the amount of adversity. So what is it that you want to do? Do you want to go 10x and take that principle as being something that you can own and that can make your life better and that you will feel more satisfied and basically get what you want in life? Or do you want to keep it to a lower level and do the kind of normal type of actions, which is fine? But when there comes a moment where there is a problem, you probably will not understand why that happened. And that is because you didn't put your goals big enough, because you haven't extended your thinking and that you haven't taken the massive action. So if I can give you one advice, if you want to learn more about the 10x rule, which I'm using in my butterfly principle, because my butterfly principle is 5 basic elements that you need to set up in your life so that you can get to the next level and that you can fly out and break out of your comfort, but getting really into the, to the space of where you want to go. Well, the 10x is based on that as well. And in the butterfly, you have the X as well. So I'm Dominique again. If you like this type of content, if you feel that you want to continue hearing about what's going to be next in the book with my experience and my thoughts behind it, I would say, well, click on the subscribe button, follow me, and then we will be able to get in touch virtually this way. Or you can obviously send me a message as well so that we can get in touch in a strategic call or a clarity call. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye.